But I'm kind of beating around the bush because there was something that I wanted to talk about in this video, because I'm always like looking at people's relationships and stuff and hope that relationships are savable. I mean, I know that they are, but I see like, so this other video popped up in my feed on one of my other YouTube accounts by Joshua Fluke, which I guess I don't even know who he is or anything. The video just popped up and it was like an hour and 3 minutes long or something. And I ended up watching maybe a good 50% of it, maybe a bit more than that. And it seemed like a similar story to like Lizzy and Lance, what happened. And I think what happened with Lizzy and Lance is like Lance was like so focused on being famous and making money and all that. I think he was saying, like Lance was saying, he wants to be the first billionaire YouTuber, which yeah. So when that happens, like Lizzie's not getting enough attention, and then her and Anthony like formed like a friendship and bond thing. So she started seeking emotional connection with Anthony, and then I guess like she ended up cheating on Lance with him or something. And a similar thing happened with Joshua Fluke. So that's just what I was thinking about. I think like both parties are kind of to blame in this, because like women should choose men. I know like Joshua Fluke was saying like he didn't want to get married, and he doesn't see like the importance of getting married. It's just like a piece of paper and just like tax purposes or whatever. But it's actually like really important for a girl to get married. And if you like trust a girl and if you love a girl, then she's not gonna divorce you and she's not gonna take your money and everything like that. Like you have to have enough trust in your partner to get married and make that commitment, because like your girl is making a big commitment as well. Like if she gets pregnant and has your kids, like that's 9 months of downtime for her, and then like 18 years of raising a kid and everything, and like her body getting all like saggy and misshapen and whatever from pregnancy and all that. Like women have a big commitment in marriage as well. So I think it's like fair to marry a girl and stuff like that, because then you're both making that big of a commitment. But I don't want to say it's like only the guy's fault, and especially with like divorce rates being so high, like a lot of men don't really want to get married because they see like, but women should be careful with who they pick to have children with too, because being a single mother is not that great of a thing, because you're like relying on government assistance to pay for your kid, and the good men don't want to date you because you have a kid. So like if I go into a relationship with a girl who has a kid, now it's like me and the girl, and then me and her kid or kids that I have to have relationships with too. And then like if we don't work out, then that kid doesn't have me around anymore and stuff like that, and doesn't have like a good role model and stuff, and that, or a good person, a good father figure, a good male role model or whatever. And then women, they have like a lower sexual market value because they have a kid and they have that baggage and stuff attached to them. So then like they end up getting with like lower status guys, or like not the greatest guys, because they're kind of desperate or whatever. And I think that's how like some child abuse, because like all of the stories, and I am going to say it is all the stories that I read from like child abuse, it's like the stepfather that's molesting the kid and all that. And I'm getting like way off topic, but the stuff is still like important for me to talk about, and it's stuff that I want to talk about. Yeah, I don't know. Like men aren't going to give the same amount of attention and care to their stepchild as they're going to give to their own kids. And a lot of times they're going to try to abuse the kid and like kill off the kid in a sense. This way he can have the woman to himself, so that they can have their own baby and raise their own family together, which I've seen that in a lot of cases and stuff as well. So being a single mother isn't the greatest thing at all. But yeah, I just want to say like girls have a choice too. Like girls should choose a guy that's not just going to focus on being famous, instead of focusing on their relationship, growing their relationship together and all that. and they shouldn't choose someone who's been traumatized by past relationships, either girlfriends or ex-wives that they had, or past relationships that they witnessed, like their mother and father having a bad relationship and getting divorced. That's going to traumatize you to not wanting to get married and stuff in the future as well. Because you see, like, say for example, with me, my aunt and uncle. My uncle was like a multi-millionaire plumber on Long Island with a couple houses and tons of sports cars and everything. And I saw like my aunt like always going after him for money and all that, and it really like screwed with my head and everything. I didn't want to get into a relationship and thought bad things about relationships too. The same thing with like my parents. My parents split up when I was 18. Well, got divorced when I was 18 and whatever, which is topic for another story. But my father just like left with some truck stop lot lizard that he met on the road, and didn't even say goodbye or tell us. He just left the day after Thanksgiving when I think I was 17 or 18. But girls give like hints, like saying like, hey, I miss you. And when you say like, and it's not just girls, guys do this too. Like I've said this to girls before too, like, hey, I miss you. And I say that as like I hope that you get the hint and want to hang out with me because I miss you. Instead, I think some people take it as like, oh, if he misses me, then that means that he's going to stay with me, and that means that he likes me and everything. So it's a good thing that someone misses you, if that makes sense. Which, no, you're just leaving someone with that disconnection and always wanting more connection and everything. So they're always going to be wanting you. They're always going to be wanting that connection. But eventually they're going to say like, they're going to realize like, hey, I'm not getting this connection, so why am I in this relationship anymore? And then they end up like seeking it out with someone else. But I think like girls or people in this situation need to be more direct with their partners and say, like, go up to your partner and say like, hey, our relationship is on the verge of collapsing. Like, these are the reasons that I'm not happy, X, Y, Z, like these things. And say like, hey, I'm starting to seek connection in someone else and I don't want to do that. I want you, I want our relationship, and we need to fix this ASAP. And then go from there. I think a lot of girls just give like hints and then get discouraged because the rejection of like someone saying like, yeah, I don't want you. That's why you don't go and have a direct conversation with someone, is because you're afraid of rejection. You're afraid of that conversation because that's them confirming all the fears are true. But then if you, and I don't know, I think maybe some girls cheat too because they think like that'll be the wake up call for the guy to finally realize that things aren't going good and that things need to change. But in the end, like the guy gets all pissed off and is like, you cheated on me. I can't take you back because of that. Like, you hurt me, you broke our trust, and blah, blah, blah. And not realizing that it's like a two-way thing, that like both people are to blame on this. Oh yeah, another thing that stood out to me in that Joshua Fluke video is he's like, everything was going great. Like, we would share memes with each other. And the way that he was saying it, I thought like, he thought like sharing memes was like the most important thing in the world in relationships. And that's how you judge if a relationship is going good or not, on if she's receptive to you sharing memes. I don't know. I don't get that at all. I don't know. I want to give my thoughts on OnlyFans as well too, and like the dynamics of like the guys going to OnlyFans to like try to talk to girls and try to pick up these girls, and the girls aren't really, and that's another topic for another video. But yeah, this relationship stuff, I kind of just generalized everything in these videos, and it's all like different and has to be addressed one by one on an individual basis with the actual people that are in the relationships and all that. So yeah.